What if I just Doctor Who Series 10, Episode 11? Hi, how are y'all doing? So it's like past midnight. I don't know why I'm doing this at this time of day, but fuck it, I'm doing it. I just want to do it, so we're gonna do it. So okay, first of all, we gotta address the elephant in the room. So this is the first video I'm recording. Actually, that's a lie. It's the first reaction I'm recording with this new camera. So I switched cameras just now. It arrived yesterday. So yeah, I've been saying on. Well, I never said anything, but it was set up on my Patreon page. Like, hey, if I reach this goal or whatever, I'm gonna buy a new camera. And Black Friday was last weekend, and I had some money saved up, so I was like, well, fuck it, let's get it. So I just got this new camera. I think it, I think I like it better than the previous one because the previous one it was some fucking bullshit, man. Okay, I can actually show you now, and I have means to show you. Okay, so it was this fucking thing, and you would think that this would be better, just because of the sheer size and magnitude or whatever. But this shit is old. This shit is really old. So it's my dad's camera actually. So he's a cameraman. He's always has been. And this is just what he was using for the longest time. And I just kind of took it in order to do this shit. I asked him, hey, can I just take this home and do bullshit with it? And he was like, fine. So I was using that for the reactions so far. But the thing is that camera is really old, and you like the picture quality was shit. It was grainy. It was just like I can't stand it. Oh yeah, glasses. So I for the longest time been trying to get a new camera. And this is not like a professional camera or anything. This is a webcam, which is why we change places. So I'm right now looking at my monitor. I'm looking at myself, and the camera is right above it. So it's a webcam, but it's a pretty good one. It's a Logitech C922, in case you were curious. And I just think it does a better job than that. So I'm just gonna be using this. I'm still not sure about the like where we're gonna be recording, as in like maybe we'll go back to like the blue wall in the background or purple. You can actually see that it's really purple here. So yeah, we could maybe go back to the purple wall that I've been using for most of the videos on this channel at this point. But right now I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna try this out, and maybe people will tell me, hey, I would like to have this background, I would like to have this round better. So you guys just let me know which one would be better. So for now, we're just gonna be doing this, and we're gonna be doing this for this episode and possibly the finale. I might watch both of them in a row, though by the time I finish with those two recordings, it's probably gonna be like 4 a.m. So maybe not. Maybe I'll do the next one tomorrow, or like a couple hours in the future, like when it's morning, like 8 a.m. maybe. So I'll figure out when I'm gonna record the finale. But yeah, we're doing this episode for now. So let's actually talk about Doctor Who now. I can actually look at myself now that I have this webcam. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the screen where I'm at right now, and I'm just like, man, I gotta move my hair. So this is maybe a curse, but whatever. Let's talk about what happened in the previous episode of Doctor Who. So it was episode 10. Yes, 10. It was the Eaters of Light. We had eaters, and they ate light. So we actually found out what happened to the 9th Legion of the Roman army, or whatever. We went back to the 2nd century Aberdeen, I believe that's what it was. And we encountered Romans fighting natives, but then it turns out that the fight was already over, and the reason why it was over is because one of the natives, the gatekeeper, a young woman, she actually released a monster that eats light, and that monster just ate the entire Roman army, just like sucked their light out of their bodies, or whatever. So that's what happened. There were a couple fun moments in that episode, but overall, it's a little bit. It doesn't really have a lot going on for it, you know? It didn't really matter. It wasn't that cool. It was just okay, I think. But at the end of the episode, we got the thing that I believe is the thing that matters the most, which is we got to see Missy just hanging out in the TARDIS. the doctor revealed that he's actually been going a little easy on Missy since she saved them from Mars in episode 9, and she's been hanging out in the TARDIS. She's apparently bio-locked away from the controls, so she cannot use anything, which is like, fuck you, this is Missy. She can probably think of something, but whatever. And again, we've been going back and forth between, is Missy turning good? Is she actually being an okay person, or is she just full of shit and she's just trying to buy her way out of prison, just charm everyone out of prison, and then she'll just fuck everything up as she always does. So my thoughts on that has been the same for whatever number of episodes we've been seeing Missy with, which is just like, I don't know. I wish she kind of turned good. That's what I'm hoping, but that's not what I'm expecting. What I'm expecting is I don't fucking know, because they could really go either way. And the reason why I'm hoping she is actually turning a little bit for the better is because it would be boring if she didn't, because we're expecting her not to. So that's how I feel about that. So I believe this is going to be the beginning of the finale. You know, I believe this is going to be a two-parter. So we might actually get to see something regarding that here. So yeah, I think we're good to start. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Like, not a lot happened in the previous episode, honestly. It was a fun episode. Just Bill was with the romance, the doctor was with the natives, so it was Nardole. Nardole was fun as usual. That was that. So yeah, I think we're okay. I think it's time. So yeah, Doctor Who, season 10, series 10, episode 11. Let's go. The TARDIS is here. Is your hair longer? And also you're regenerating. Don't do this to me. Okay, what the fuck are we doing? I'm realizing now. I mean, I'm only gonna get to see Capaldi just a couple times until it's over, but I'm also just gonna see this intro a couple times until it's over. Okay, so what the fuck? I mean, is that gonna be like what happens after the story is over? This two-parter? World, Enough, and Time. What the fuck does that title mean? Directed by Rachel Talalay. Okay. They brought up the big boys to working here. Set up black hole. TARDIS here. Missy here.
Hello. I'm Doctor Who.
Ship rate is 400 miles long and 100 miles
Why is she out here?
It's heading towards a black hole.
No,
So it is a black hole. Oh, never mind.
heading towards a black hole until somebody noticed.
And it
Now
stopped.
they're trying to reverse away from it.
Yeah, we're not
Engines
being
are
sucked
on
in.
reverse thrust, see?
Okay.
Well, it's succeeding.
Very, very slowly.
Explains the distress call, I guess.
Who are you?
Well, I am that mysterious adventurer in all of time and space, known only as Doctor Who.
I love this.
These
She's
are
just...
my disposables, exposition and comic relief.
That's so meta. That's so meta.
So why do you keep calling yourself Doctor Who?
Because I'm pretending to be him. Because that's the whole point of this ridiculous exercise.
It's not an exercise, it's a test.
Are you eating?
No.
Yeah, but he's called the Doctor. So
Well, he says, I'm the Doctor, and they say Doctor Who. See, I'm cutting to the chase, baby. I'm streamlining. I'm saving actual men.
This is so meta in many... Did she dab? Did she just dab on us?
what do you mean is his real name? Nobody knows the Doctor's real name.
I do, because I grew up with him. And his real name is Doctor Who.
Bill, she's just trying to wind you up.
That's also meta because his name was Doctor Who when the show started.
And then he dropped the
That
Who
was-
when he realised it was a tiny bit on the nose.
He was. This is so awesome.
Did you get on board? Is that your capsule? 3 lifts. They're coming. And they only come up if they detect human life signs.
Oh.
They take them away.
So those are the lift doors, yeah? That's where they come out?
I'll be right with you.
Which of you is human?
Bill.
Me! Me!
Don't
me,
shoot her.
I'm human. I'm the only one. Just me.
Stop right there, now.
I'm sorry.
But we can live in the TARDIS. Just say that.
Get her off the ship. I can shield her life signs.
I did.
Doctor, this is a bad idea.
Oh.
Okay. Alright. Okay. We're cool. We're cool. We're fine. We're chill. Everything's fine. Don't worry about that.
You got lots of friends. Better ones. What's so special about her?
She's different.
Different how?
She's the only person I've ever met who's even remotely like me.
Are you having an emotion?
I know I can help her.
Yeah. Look at that face, he's having an emotion. Yeah. Yes, look at that bit. Yeah, he's doing emotion.
Oh, leave him alone.
Can I take a selfie with you?
Oh my god.
Bit flexible on the whole like man-woman thing then, yeah?
We're the most civilized civilization in the universe. We're billions of years beyond your petty human obsession with gender and its associated stereotypes.
I love that. That's a good line.
We had a pact. Me and him. Every star in the universe. We were going to see them all. But he was too busy burning them.
There's no downtime this episode. Like I wanted to say something and now I'm just like,
Promise me one thing. Yeah? Just promise you won't get me killed.
oh, fucking heart god, dude.
Sorry. I can't promise you that.
Oh my god. The fact that it's so visceral too. It's just like this giant hole. What the fuck is this?
What are they? What are those things?
Don't you touch her, don't you lay a finger on her.
Stand away. Stand away. She will be repaired.
Repaired?
Stand away.
You can help her, is that what you mean?
Repaired.
Don't try and stop.
Are this proto-Cybermen or something like that?
Wait for me.
What are you doing?
Are you telling me she's conscious?
Subconscious.
Assumption.
Deduction.
Hope.
Faith.
Idiot.
Always.
The skeleton crew, 50 of us, that's all. Well, it's not empty now, is it? Look, thousands of life readings.
2 days ago, there was nothing. Those readings came out of nowhere.
2 days ago, you almost bumped into a black hole. What did you do then?
We tried to reverse out of it.
And you sent a team down to the other end of the ship to reverse the rear thrusters, yes?
Yes.
How many people in the team?
About 20.
And you never heard from them again. And then the whole ship just lit up with all these new life forms, correct?
Exactly.
What happened then?
Those creatures arrived.
Okay, Bill, what the fuck? Are you dead or are you not? I mean, I'm seeing her move her eyes, but...
Hello.
She's a cyborg now, isn't she?
Sleep now.
Though it will be in time. Bill is absolutely a cyborg now. The fuck are you? You look like a scumbag. Okay. He keeps spamming the pain button to see if anyone can come and help.
Pain. 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 Pain.
Yeah, right?
Pain. Pain. Pain.
Okay, he's helping.
That's better, isn't it?
Okay. They just muted his... They just muted his machine. He's still pressing the button. It's just not doing anything. Woo. Okay. I mean, is this like a they're dying of like poisoning or some shit? Because like the city, the planet is so fucked up that they need to convert them into something. and that is like the only way to survive, but they would rather die than live in the shape that they're living.
You are on the ship.
I was on a ship, yeah, but it wasn't like this.
You were at top of the ship, and now you are at bottom.
Is this ship like a full-on colony then?
How long have I been here?
Oh, weeks. Many weeks.
Really?
Many months.
Really?
Oh, that's my friends.
I know. I make pictures for you.
Oh, it's a picture then. It's not a live feed.
Where are they now? Are they okay?
Well, they're fine. Look at them.
Wait,
Yeah, but are they okay now?
That is now. Is right now. That is them. Is live.
oh?
Yeah, but the picture is frozen.
This works outside of time. It's just
Yeah,
moving
it's
super
moving.
slowly.
Look at them.
They are at top of ship. Top of ship very slow. We are at bottom. Bottom much faster.
Oh, shit. They went at the back of the ship, 20 people, and they form a new society. They form a new society at the bottom of the fucking ship.
Of the black hole.
Yeah, time is fucked.
Is moving faster.
Oh shit.
The ship than the other. It's all about gravity.
So like 1 minute here is gonna be like a year for Bill. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck.
So he's raising that eyebrow. That's his sarcasm face. He's making a joke.
She's like going crazy over.
Been raising that eyebrow for a week.
Yeah. Every second we spend here.
Do an explanation. That always takes a while.
The months will fly by.
At least this guy seems okay. I hate this. Because like we're gonna keep cutting back to Bill living like an entire lifetime.
Wait for me.
How much longer?
It's yeah, it gets difficult.
How many more years?
How many years has it been?
Those are the descendants of your crew.
Yeah.
2 days for you, generations for them.
They are the cure. They are their future.
We're building a new race. We're... Is this the beginning of the Siren Man? Because it looks like it. The way they talk.
They are what we must all become. I will show you.
Yeah, they're trying to build up the new generation.
Outside.
They're trying to
Want go
evolve
outside? We go
on
outside.
purpose.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
I mean, we're living inside a
Our
ship
world
that is
rough.
close
Our air is engine
to a black hole.
So we must evolve to survive. Many years ago, there was an expedition to floor 507, the largest of the solar farms. Silence.
But there were patients that went together.
Do you think they're coming down here? Because if they are, where does that lift arrive? Just asking.
You are dear to me. You are my dearest person. You are like a mother to me.
Definitely not a mother. So these lifts, where do we find them?
It's through there somewhere. Oh, I like the hat. Ask for a hat when it's my turn.
I think I know that hat.
No, actually. I'm afraid, Miss Potts, it's your turn.
Oh fuck.
Thank you for bringing her, Mr. Razor.
You did it. Please tell me you did it.
It's for your own good. Make you strong, ready for the Exodus.
Can you do me a favor on me?
This unit of yours won't last forever, you know. You need the full upgrade.
You're not going to turn me into one of those things.
I'm rebuilding you to survive in a world not made for flesh.
Screaming in pain every second they're alive.
But we've got something for that now. This won't stop you feeling pain, but
It remove all emotion.
it will stop you caring about it.
I know exactly what the fuck that is.
Fits over your head.
We're gonna be too late. We're gonna be like a couple years too late. You got there, eventually, but like how long has it been? It's just gonna be like, Doctor, kill me, something like that, and it's gonna be fucked up, and I'm gonna feel like shit.
Super interesting. I assumed this ship was from Earth, full of squishable little humans, but it's not from Earth at all, is it?
You don't remember me, do you?
It's like an Earth-like planet, but not Earth itself.
It's Mundus.
Very Earth-like if planets had twins.
It's fucking
You don't
Mundus.
remember being here before, do you?
I've never been here before. Will you please stop whittering on, or I'll have to splatter your brains for finger paint.
Oh, you have been here before. You really can trust.
Are you her? The 10th planet. This is the 10th planet. This is Mundus. These are the Cybermen, and that is the Master. That is a previous incarnation of the Master, isn't it? Fuck, that's Bill. That's for sure, Bill. Fuck me on that. Fuck me on that. Mundus.
Look at that. This ship is from Mondas.
It's a Cyberman. A Mondasian Cyberman.
Not the first ones, one might say. Or the first one.
He'll never forgive you, you know. He'll never set you free. Not when he discovers what you did to his little friend.
I haven't done anything to silly little friend.
But he has.
But I'm afraid you did.
Which is you.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Bill Potts. Do you know where she is?
That's you.
Where is Bill Potts?
You would never be so self-destructive.
We're just passing through. We're looking for Bill Potts.
You
Friend of
found
mine.
her.
Bill Potts. Yes, love. Disguises. Do you still like disguises? Of course, they are rather necessary when you happen to be someone's former prime minister.
You son of a bitch. They got him back. They got him back. You're Bill Potts, aren't you?
I am Bill Potts. Hello, Missy. I'm the master.
You son of a bitch.
I'm very worried about
Da-da-da-dun. Fucking god.
Bill, talk to me. What have they done to you?
They did.
Operation Exodus.
That you know exactly what they did, Doctor.
I waited. In fact, do you know what I'd call it?
Son of a bitch.
I'd call it a genesis.
You've met the eggs.
Specifically, the genesis of the Cybermen. I waited for you.
Okay then. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I'm trying to put thoughts in order. Right now. I'm glad I watched 10 Planet, honestly. Because I wouldn't have gotten what Mondas would be. But I got it because I watched it now. And I knew I had to watch it. So I was like, okay, that's gonna come around somehow. Now. Maybe. They fucking got motherfucking John Sims again. They got him in. They brought him back, and he's wearing a he's fucking rocking a fucking shitty Masters now. Like the facial hair, the full thing. Like that's what fucking Delgado Master used to rock, and now he's doing it himself. All right, so okay, so I need to actually talk about what the fuck just went down. It feels like, if anything, a lot to unpack. So The episode starts, and it's a little very meta at the beginning. Missy is just walking out, and she's saying, "I'm Doctor Who," and it's kind of like a joke of like originally that was the Doctor's name in the credits for the show. The credits just said Doctor Who, played by whoever was the Doctor at that moment. And eventually they changed it to just the Doctor because that's his name, But it was. If we're talking about from like a meta point of view, his name was technically Doctor Who, according to the credits, So that was funny. It went on for that for a little bit, and then a guy shows up and he's like, "Which one of you is human?" And Bill, because she's a dumbass, she says, "I'm human." And the guy just kills her. Because apparently they're coming whenever they detect human life signs, they come to just get them. So this random blue guy just thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill whoever human is here. Because by doing so, that they won't come to here and fuck us up, essentially. They did anyway, and what they did is they took Bill in order to save her, repair them, and they did. They put a thing on her chest. They essentially turned her into a cyborg because she got shot mortally, and like that was fucking so raw, so out of nowhere. The fact that she got shot and had this just giant gaping hole in her chest, and that's just how the episode starts, and it's like, Jesus, what are we doing? Where are we going with this? So that's what we had. Okay, after that, they take Bill, and we learn that the place where Bill is, she's at the back of the ship, at the bottom of the ship. By being at the back of the ship, apparently since you're so close to a black hole, the way gravity works and the way time works as a result is just affected by it. Meaning that time passes much faster when you get closer to the black hole than when you're at the front of the ship. So that means that 20 people of the crew went to trigger the back propulsors, so then they wouldn't get fucking sucked in by the black hole. And in doing so, they went to the back of the ship, and by going at the back of the ship, then they realize, oh, time goes at a much different pace here than it does outside. And I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Like, that's something that maybe we'll figure out next episode or something. But like originally 20 people went there, and they fucking stayed there for some reason. That's something I'm curious about, but they form an entire society at the back of the ship. So we just had this fucking full-on society thing that is just living at the back of the ship, and it's just the descendants of this like 20 people. Maybe more, because apparently the Cybermen kept coming out to get more people in for some reason, or maybe kill them, transform, whatever. So that's what they were doing. So Beagle learns this, and we kept seeing like, okay, Bill. We keep seeing like, okay, Bill is just staying there, and time keeps going faster for her for years, essentially. Bill went on for years there, just working at this like random, like, I don't know what even it was. It wasn't a shop. It was like not a gallery. What was the name of? Whatever. So he was just staying with this dude, who initially I was like, I like this dude, He seems okay. But my initial expression was just like, this guy looks like a fucking scumbag. And he was. But like, he was like, oh my god, you... Okay. So she stayed with this guy for years, and she kept looking at the screen where the Doctor was just essentially almost frozen in time, moving super slowly, and we kept cutting back and forth between her and the Doctor. So we kept actually seeing the Doctor just go on for like 10 seconds on a scene, and for Bill, then we go back to Bill, and it's like a year later. It's like, it's so fucked. It's so fucked. We had this scene. So okay, so Bill gets turned into a cyborg by putting the thing on her chest. And then she sees all these people that were fully converted, and everyone's just spamming this button of like pain and kill me, and they just keep pressing it, and it's like, no, that ain't working. Like, and it's because like they go to them and then they mute the audio and then they just walk away. They don't actually do anything for them. And the thing is that they actually suffer. They're miserable, and they don't want to be converted. Like, they don't want to be this life forms that they're creating, essentially Cybermen, proto-Cybermen. But they continue to do so, and the reason why they do so is because quote unquote, because we are building the next generation, essentially. It's just like we are converting ourselves, so then we may survive and then be able to go back and perform Exodus, which I believe would just be like go out and just conquer, or just like go out and live outside of the city, get out of the city and be able to expand, that would be the idea, I would think. But apparently the Master was the one that was building Cybermen this entire time. Like, the Master is the one that caused Cybermen to happen. And the first one might have been Bill Potts. Wow, okay. So that's, first of all, fucked. But it's also like... Well, at the very end, we got to see that there is a Bill underneath that entire, like, Cyberman suit still. Like, there was a zoom into the eyes, and underneath that, there was an actual Bill eye, and it was crying, and then the tear came out of the Cyberman eye. And it's like, okay, I think there's still, like, a real person underneath it. It's more like an exoskeleton, like an exosuit, instead of an actual, like, full body conversion. They probably do it in the future, but not here. So we have that. So I would assume that there is a way for Bill to be saved, but I am not entirely I'm not entirely sure on that. Like, I'm just like, Bill might be fucked, because the reason the thing here is that, like, next episode is gonna be the finale, and after that I think we get a Christmas special, and then after that Series 11, right? So we definitely can wrap things up and just like kill off, or just do some fucked up shit with the characters that we have going on. They could just make Bill a Cyberman, and then she dies, and that's the end of that. And it's like, yep, that's the end of the season, and then we move on to something else. They can definitely do that. They could do that with Nardole as well, and the Doctor. And okay, so we need to go back at the very beginning of the episode. The very beginning, before the title sequence, we see a TARDIS showing up. Capaldi walks out of the TARDIS, and he's glowing. He's about to regenerate, it seems, and he just screams, "No, no, no!" And then we never come back to that. So that's like, okay, what the fuck? So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to. That's what we're gonna see at the end of the next episode. Yeah, maybe that's how this story is going to end, and then maybe the regeneration happens. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe the Christmas special even. Like, I don't know. Then I want to say though, the place where he walked out of, that was like all snow and ice and shit. I was like, is this a place where 10th Planet takes place? The Antarctica or whatever, because it looks like it. It's all ice and shit. Like, I can go back to it and check. Yeah, ice and shit, and then the daughter shows up. By the way, I said it during the reaction, I forgot, but like, I said, is your hair longer? And it seems like it is. Like, I'm actually looking at the scene again. It seems like his hair is way longer, isn't it? I love it, by the way. I fucking love it. Is that a thing? Like, okay, so the hair is much longer. That makes you think, okay, there might be like a time skip for the Doctor himself here. Next episode. Because his hair is not that long during the episode itself. Let me actually look for a shot of where the Doctor is in. His hair is definitely not that long. I'm looking at it right now. It's not, and then at the beginning it's like it's almost like my length at the back, not at the front for sure, but it's like it's fairly long. So it's like, okay, there might be a time skip for the Doctor. Like it could be like a proper time skip, like fucking David Tennant had one, Matt Smith had one, or it could be of like the Doctor spends time at the bottom of the ship while everyone goes to the front of the ship, and as a result, the Doctor then comes back and he's like 100 years older or something like that. Like that could be a thing. I like that this entire time Bill just spent with the Master and none of us knew it was the Master. And I was like, this dude is kind of okay. He seems kind of okay. I wasn't entirely sure, but it seemed kind of okay because he seemed kind of goofy. And then he backstabbed her by bringing her to the conversion. And it's like, oh, okay, there we go. That's it. That's where the penny drops. And then when he starts talking to Missy and he's like, oh, I've waited a long time for this. It's like, okay, who are you? And then when he started making even more hints, I was like, are you her? Are you the Master? Like a previous incarnation that we haven't seen of the Master? And then it's like, no, it's one that we actually have seen. He was just wearing a mask. Like an actual stupid, dumbass bullshit mask. It's like... I like that mask was essentially as... I mean, it looked like a mask, but it's like, it's a TV show, so you're like, okay, that's a mask. But then he actually took the mask off, and it's like, there was a person underneath it all along. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And it wasn't just a random person, it was just fucking John Sims. They fucking brought back John Sim again. Fucking John Sim. Mundus, yeah. So, John Sim is back. The Master's back. And then we have the other master. Okay, let's talk about Missy for a little bit. So, the point of this episode that it seems that we saw at the beginning and then a little bit at the end is that Missy is here and the Doctor is trying to make an exercise of sorts for Missy. So then to just like go in an adventure because the Doctor wants Missy to be more like him, I guess. And they actually talked about that a little bit. You know, the Doctor is like, she's special. She's like the only person that I feel is like me. And I want her to be good, like desperately. I want this friend of mine and who is like the only person that gets me and I get them. But I want this person to be good, you know? And it seems like he's throwing her into adventures like his in order for her to actually be more like him, which is what he wants, you know, more good. Just like maybe she'll think this is fun. Maybe she'll get used to that, you know? So that is going on. But then... Okay, I want to say near the end, when John Sim showed up and Missy was there, that entire thing, it seemed like Missy was actually trying to be helpful. Like, it seemed like Missy was on the Doctor's side more than anything else, because she was essentially left alone with just like, she could just do whatever she wants. She's just alone here and she can just fucking do anything. And she's like actually trying to help, it seems like. And then John Sim showed up, you know, the other Master. And that whole conversation happened. And then at the end, Missy and the other Master, you know, both Masters were doing this thing of like, hey, the genesis of the Cybermen, huh? It's like the genesis of the Dalek. Hopefully this also be a banger, you know? So they're doing that. And at the end, it seems like she is on the Master's side because she's the Master. But I want to believe that she's not. And the reason why I'm believing that more so in this episode than the previous ones is because she was actually helping until the Master showed up. And we actually didn't really get to see whatever interactions they might have had. It's just like hard cut to the doctor and meeting Bill, and then they showed up. So I'm like, and again, Missy is like a trickster god. She can just backstab everyone, and it will be like, yeah, that's what Missy does. She could do the same to herself or himself, whatever. So it's like I could totally see that. But it's like if they team up, it's like, man, this is fucked, wouldn't it? This would be fucked. But after also, if they don't team up, okay, because the young master remembers. The young master remembers. Well, okay, so Missy remembers being the young master who remembers this thing happening, or does she? Maybe she doesn't remember at all. Maybe she just doesn't remember at all because he kept saying, like, do you not remember being here? And she's like, nope. And it's like, oh, you were here. I can assure you that you were here. And like, she might have some kind of missing memory here. Maybe she did something to him. I don't know. How did he know that she was the master as well? I want to know so many things. Oh, I think he did say, like, I spent like months looking at you until I figure out who you were. I'm just like, oh, okay. I think I know. Okay, so okay. Sorry, I'm just like trying to put thoughts together. Like this episode is fucking weird. A lot of shit that just went down is weird to me. Is the lighting like too much? I don't think it's too much. I think it's just good enough. But it does feel like maybe we could have more color in the camera. Like I'm actually looking at the footage now, and it's like I don't know. But fuck it. We've been recording like this for like almost 2 hours, so let's just get going. Yeah, man. Like, I don't think anything that. Okay, so the two moments that fucking got me this episode is when Bill gets shot. And it's not even when she gets shot, it's when the camera pans out to her and you get to see the giant gaping disintegrated hole where her fucking heart used to be. It's like, oh, fucking what? And then when John Sim shows up after he takes the mask off and like they do like a zoom into his face like, what's up, I'm back. And it's like, you son of a bitch, you're back, I see you. And like even the soundtrack was like because of course it was. You know, I'm glad to have Johnson back. I have to say, it like so much of the fucking Russell T Davies era didn't carry over to the Moffat era. Like nothing actually, like nothing from the RTD era carried over to the Moffat era, and that sucks. Because there's a lot of fun things that happen in the RTD era. Like, I might generally like the RTD era more than Moffat era. Just because I don't like Matt Smith's era too much. I do really like Peter Capaldi's era, but that's mostly because I love Peter Capaldi, just in general. And we do have a bunch of, like, really good, like, finales and storylines and shit that happened during the Moffat era. But I don't know, man. The RTD era kind of had more charm, I feel like. I enjoyed the charm of the RTD era. I enjoyed the characters that were consistently being brought back and shit. You know, like, series 1 and 2 we had, of course, Rose. But then Jackie and Mickey and even Peter. Was his name Peter? I think it was Peter. They kept coming back. They kept showing up. Then we had Martha and Martha's family. And then Martha showed up in next season as well as Martha's family, I think. Harriet Jones. We had, of course, Captain Jack. He was a badass companion, and then he shows up again as a badass companion. He gets his own show, and then he shows up again like a couple times to help out, and it's like Wilfred, fucking the existence of Donna Novel's family. It's like we had so many characters that consistently kept showing up. We didn't have that in the Moffat era, and that I feel like that kind of kills the charm of it a little more that the RTD era had, because fuck it. I don't know why I'm talking about this now, but like, fuck it. We're doing it again. We're in it already, so let's just keep going. But like, for Matt Smith era, it's like we had Amy and Rory, and I guess we had Arthur. What's his name? Arthur. Fucking Rory's dad. He showed up 2-3 episodes maybe. And I guess they did introduce fucking Kate like 1 episode before Amy and Rory left, and then they introduced Clara, and Clara was a companion, but then she's gone, and it's like whatever, you know. Like the only recurring character seems to be fucking okay. Vastra, Jenny, and Strax. I miss them. I want him back, and we only saw her once during the Peter Capaldi era on Deep Breath, and that's it. So like, they showed up twice, I think, during the Matt Smith era, and once for the first Peter Capaldi episode, and then that's it. Kate showed up a couple times. Kate is like the only recurring character across the Moffat era, and she showed up like yeah, like they never share anything, do they? Matt Smith like didn't share anything with Peter Capaldi aside from Clara for like a little bit, and Kate a little bit, like 1 encounter, but that's it. And like, I want more tie-ins. Like, that's what I want. I understand why they don't do tie-ins. Like, I definitely understand why tie-ins are not that big of a thing of like, because it's like, it's referencing and it's making a callback to something that happened previously. And the thing is that if it's something that happened previously, then that alienates your audience that is just watching the current thing and they don't have knowledge of the previous thing. So that's bad, because like, okay, so in this case, we got John Sim. If you didn't watch Doctor Who Series 3 or 4, you're not gonna know who the fuck this guy is. You're just gonna think, oh, that might be the Master, I guess. You know, because they drop enough hints that at that point that it's like, yeah, that's the Master. But you don't know who that guy is. That face doesn't do anything for you. Unless you watch Series 3 and 4. So at that point, it's like, yeah, okay, John Sim, yeah, that's awesome, you know? And that's only awesome because I went through it, right? And the same thing with Mundus, you know, the same thing with the beginning of the Cybermen and Mundus. It's like, oh fuck, I watched 10 Planets, so now I can be in the loop. I understand these things, and like that's awesome for someone like me who knows these things, went through them. But for someone that hasn't, then it's like I don't get it, or like, oh, yeah, sure, you know, like you can maybe look at it and then you wiki it, and it's like, oh, that's cool. But it's not the reaction, the emotional reaction that they are aiming for you to have, because you didn't have that experience to begin with. So that's how that works. So I understand that they don't do that as often because they don't want to alienate audiences, new audiences for things that they're watching right now by introducing something that is from years ago, right? That's the reason. But God, I wish they did it more often. Like, I wish they did it more often, dude. The 50th year anniversary was so good, and it made me so happy because we got to see Tennant again, and we got to see Rose again, and we got to see like little bits of like every Doctor. We even got like a prequel with Paul McGann, who only showed up in the movie. It's like we got everyone was there, and I loved it. Like fucking 5-ish Doctors reboot. That fucking half an hour comedy special was like my favorite thing ever. That was like, I might have liked it more than the 50-year anniversary. That I might be overselling it a little bit, but 5-ish Doctors reboot was so good because it was so fun. It was like, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I know you. You're that guy. You know, like it's so fun. 5-ish Doctors reboot is so fun, and it's one of those things where it's like, I understand for a general audience, maybe this is not the best idea, but fuck, I wish they brought old characters or old references back more often. But I guess I'm not one to complain right now because they just did. They just brought back John Sim, the Master from earlier, and like, how many years ago was that? Like 10? This would have aired in 2017, would it? So it would have been 10 years earlier, right? Okay, give me a second. So when did World Enough and Time air? Also, what the fuck is that title, by the way? Oh, dude, if I had Googled World Enough and Time, I would have just spoiled myself, but just looking at the first picture that shows up. Okay, so never mind that. World Enough and Time, June 24 of 2017. When did Utopia come out? June 16, 27. So yes, it's a literal decade after John Sim showed up in Utopia. Wait, when did the Sound of Drums? The Sound of Drums, Doctor Who. June 23rd. Ah, that's so close. That's so close. I love it. Yeah, June 24, June 23. That's so close. Sound of Drums is so close. It would have been so perfect if it was like the same day too. But okay. John Sim is back. The Master's back. The bitch is back. Cybermen are here. It's the proto-Cybermen. The first version of Cybermen. Bill Potts might have been the first Cyberman. Okay, now I'm thinking back to like in like the first episode, I said like, oh, okay, I wonder where Bill is going. Like, I'm curious to know where Bill is gonna go. And I just said that because it's like, yeah, I want to know where this character goes. And then somebody quoted me on that and went like, lol. And I was like, oh, okay, where is Bill going now? Like, actually. And it's like, oh, I guess she's going places, isn't she? She's just going places. But anyway, is there anything else I want to talk about here? Just like the Mondas, like this episode treated a lot of shit as if they were reveals, but they were not. But that might have been because I was somehow influenced to think about Cybermen and to think about the Master, maybe. Well, no, because they dropped enough hints for it to be. For that guy, the long hair guy, to be the Master. I was like, okay, this whole was just a previous incarnation of the Master, I guess. And then he took off the mask, and like that was I wasn't expecting for shit, but they dropped enough hints for that for me to be like, oh, is that you? You know, like it was clear. But like the proto version of the Cyberman is like, yeah, it's not that difficult to call, especially because we've been seeing them for like half an hour by the time that the reveal happens, and it's like, yeah, this is already one thought that I had, so it's not that surprising. What I do really like is the premise. It's the weird fucking premise of like, we showed up on this random ship and fucking we sent people to the back of the ship to empower the boosters, so then we may be able to escape this black hole. Then a bunch of just like robot people showed up, just thousands, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh yeah, because at the back of the ship, time flows at a different pace. People that go to the back of the ship, they fucking died. Like, I don't know, like, when did they go? 2 days ago? So, a day and 23 hours ago, they died? Not even that. Like, 1 day and 23 hours, half an hour ago, they died. And that, because, like, time flows differently for them, so they just went and died there. And they created a society there, and they just lived there. And it's like, whoa, the fuck, you know? And it's so weird. It's fucking so weird that it's a very interesting premise of like, we had all these characters, they just went there and they just started a society in this spaceship at the edge of a black hole, and they can just live there for as long as they want, and then they're gonna fucking die. But like eventually, the people that are the descendants, they have to figure out a way to get out of there. But like, that's so interesting. I love that. That is a fantastic concept, and I really like it. So I guess that's. I just love that concept. I just in love with that concept. But that entire thing might have been just a setup from the master to just do that. You know, that could have just been a setup from the master. So I don't know. Did the master create the Cyberman? I think so. I think the master just straight up made the Cyberman. So that's an interesting bit of lore that we just learned. So, yeah. I'm just skimming through the episode. This episode was just full of shit, wasn't it? I'm looking at Mrs. face right now. She's like super shocked at the fact that she sees John Sim. And it's like, I don't think Missy is... Actually, this episode alone makes me think that Missy might not be as bad as they're setting her up to be. Even though she seems like she's helping John Sim, I'm just like, I don't know about that, Chief. I don't know. Okay. I think we're done. I think we're done with this episode. That was something, dude. I tell you what. It's 2 a.m. I don't think I'm gonna watch the finale right now. I do want to record it sometime soon, because I want to do something with that. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch the finale like tomorrow or something like that. I'll see when I can find time to do so. But yeah, I think I'm done with this review for this episode. It's like, oh my god, dude, like the moment Bill got shot is like that fucking got me, and John Sim got me too. And more than that, I was just amazed the rest of the episode, you know. Is fantastic. Like, we didn't get to see a lot of the Doctor, we didn't get to see a lot of Naruto. There was a lot of Bill and the Doctor explaining and doing exposition. It's like, why would the Doctor be doing exposition when he should be running to try and get Bill back? Because he realizes what's happening, so he should just be like immediately like running to get Bill, because if he wastes a minute, that is 10 years for Bill, you know? Just gone. So yeah. That's that. It wouldn't really have changed anything, because the master would have realized it, because he's literally watching it in his monitor. So it would have been like I gotta convert Bill right now. So that's it. So there you go. Was this plan by the master like actually a plan with the Doctor in mind and Bill in mind, or was it just a thing that just happened to happen and the Doctor just happened to arrive there? Could be. I don't know. So yeah, we're not stopping the Cybermen, by the way, because the Cybermen happen. Like, we know for a fact that the Cybermen do happen. They need to happen. So you know. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're just gonna watch the finale now then. Again, I want to say, hey, let me know if this setup works for you. This camera setup specifically, where it's like above my computer and you can just, this is the shot that you got. I can like move it around and try to figure out if it looks better in any other like position. I can maybe try to do the wall thing where I just sit over there and then there's just this purple wall in the background. Maybe that's better. I think this is okay. It's also like way easier to set up. So I would rather do this one. But you guys let me know if it's too like annoying or distracting or whatever. And if that's the case, I'm gonna see what I can do. This is me experimenting. But I just think this camera just makes this look better. So I'm just gonna be doing this from now on. So yeah. Alright people, thank you so much for watching this reaction to a Doctor Who reaction. If you'd like to see the next one, it's already up on Patreon as well as full length. Check the links in the description, check the gaming channel, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care. That was wild, yo. That was wild.